Alright, the Rams are on the board. Try to do a whole draft like this, but oof, boy, that's a lot of work. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you watch this part, you want me to try to do the whole draft, could y'all imagine doing all 7 rounds? It's going to take a while. It's going to take several episodes, but we could do it. Ooh, they took a tight end. They took the last tight end, so he is 34th on the board. They took him 40th, and that was to the Rams. And I want to see what he looks like since I took the other tight end. So let me highlight that. They took the Cardinals took a strong safety. Let's see. They took Haley Taylor, strong safety. He's 49th in the board. He took him 41st, and that was the Cardinals. Middle linebacker. This is the only middle linebacker on the top 50. He was the 40th player. They took him 42 overall, and was Sisty Crutchfield to the Redskins. They just have a trade. Is that what just happened? I think they just traded out. The Saints took a wide receiver. Which one did they take? They took something Claiborne. This is a 40. There are wide receivers above them. This is the 10th rated wide receiver, and he was 46 overall. They took him 43rd, and that was to the Saints. All right, I'm gonna just pause it for a quick second here. Let's look at what the Chargers took. They took a defensive tackle. They took oh, I'm having a hard time. Hold on a second here. It looks like they took a tackle that was not on the board. It's not in the top 50. I do not have him on my list. Let's resume the draft to see who Minnesota takes. There is a tackle on there, or a defensive tackle, the 28th ranked one, I think. Unless I missed it. Marshawn Clemens. Right outside linebacker. Roosevelt Shorts. He is 45th overall. They took him 45th to the Vikings. And looks like a wide receiver. Can't find. Ladarius Tillman is the 50th, is the 11th ranked receiver, and they took him 46th. T. Wilfork is 33rd. He's the 7th ranked rated wide receiver. They took him 47 overall. It was the Bills. Miami Dolphins are on the clock. It's hard to do. They're doing it every 20 seconds. So the defensive tackle is still a different defensive tackle. I do not have him on my board, so not in the top 50 for the Miami Dolphins tackle. Currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4 players left on the top 50. Jay Dillard is also not on my board. And now Atlanta is on the clock. They traded to to the Raiders. I saw it this time. Excuse me. Took a left end. The remaining players are just not on the board. So that player is not on the top 50. We are now on pick 51. Strong safety. It's not on the board. Right now, all that's left in the top 50 is a wide receiver, a left tackle, a halfback, and a right guard. Quick pause of the draft here. Just gotta. The Raiders took Latarius Tillman. Defensive tackle. Let's look for Marshawn Clemens, because I'm curious if he is not taken yet. I just messed up. It's a possibility since they go so quickly. Oh yeah, 27th. Let's see, fix my board here. 27th overall. And he went to who? The Steelers. It's even worse then. So there's a left tackle, a halfback, and a right guard in the top 50 on the board that have not been selected yet. Let us continue the draft to see if they're selected and when they're selected. Oh, there's been a trade. Cleveland Browns have now traded to select someone. A wide receiver. They did not select the wide receiver on the board. Okay, we're gonna pause the draft, skip ahead, next pick. Left tackle. It's not on the board. Oops. Skip ahead. Next pick. Nope, that's not him. A center. There was no centers. Oh, here we go. There he is. Timmy Newell, selected by the 49ers, 57th. He's the 32nd person on the board. Cowboys. Curious to see how that one works out too. Skip ahead in the draft. Next to pick. Right guard. There we go. That's the 48th overall player on the board, taken 58th by the Browns. Let's continue. There's a left tackle and a halfback. So unless we see a left tackle or a halfback, we're just going to skip. Oh. So there they are. Still ranked number 1 in this halfback. Well, look at how fast he is. That is amazing. It's an amazing speed back. But he's not. Let's see my scouted. Let's look at scouted. Who I've scouted for second round. A halfback. Watch players for the second round. I have no second round watch players. This draft, I tell ya, it's getting to me. I have this one scouted. That other halfback is better. This halfback is better. The Packers have decided to trade away their second round pick for Seahawks' third round, next year's third round, and their 5th round pick. So that's what the Packers are going to do with their second round pick. They're just don't need a halfback right now. And that's all I had on there. So that's what. And the Seahawks are on the board with the Packers pick. Who will they select? I am not sure. They have selected center Jay Cummings, who definitely was not a top 50 pick, since there was no top elected Jay Cummings, who was not in the top 50. So that's great, I think. We'll have to see. I'll take a look. The Bears selected Trenton I don't even know how to say that last name. He was the 43rd ranked overall. They drafted him 67th, and he went to the Bears. So that's kind of an interesting one to highlight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Vikings took the last person in the top 50, Samuel, I think, Himes. He was taken 77th overall, and he is the 42nd ranked player. So that should be an interesting one to review as well. Yeah, a lot to review. Okay, we're going to just skip ahead until our next draft pick, and see you then. Here are the available third rounders. None of them, I scouted them all, none of them really jump out to me. Next year this should be really interesting when I don't get to see that this is a projected 6th. All I'll see is the hit power, that's in the combine grade. So he would be like a very big I don't know how that's going to work. It's going to be interesting next year. So here we go. I'm going to select someone. Just give me a second here. The decision has been made. We're going to do this. It's a reach at a 3rd round pick for an undrafted talent, but there just isn't anything out there, and I need to find a middle linebacker. And there goes my dog barking. And here we go. Let's take him. He's pretty athletic. He is ranked 277th. We drafted him at 88. There you go. Normal development, 68 overall. It was worth a shot. Stupid dog. Alright, here we go. Here is my board. We're picking 95th overall. In the 3rd round, I only have the free safety who's a 6 overall. So I'm going to have to reach again. Hopefully it won't be as bad as the last time. Here's the available board. Like I said, we're going to have to reach because there is no talent for the 3rd round at all. And I might just take a 4th round pick with the 3rd pick overall. I'll be back. Here's who we're going to take. We're going to take Adrian Bydum, and we're going to move him to defensive tackle. He's a big dude, so it's a 5th, projected 5th, but I just don't have a chance, so it's a reach. Here we go. Let's see what we get. He's ranked 156. You draft him at 95. 4-3 run stopper, 66 overall. He's going to be a defensive tackle. There we go. Thank you. And so, because we're picking so late in the draft here, all the 4th round talent is gone except for a left outside linebacker who is a 3/4 pass rusher, and I don't need that. So we're gonna have to do the same thing and reach a little bit. So I'm gonna take a look at what we got, come up with a pick. I'll be back. Here's where I'm looking at this free safety, not really a position of need, but he's a playmaker. He's got good speed. He's pretty decent overall in the overall combines. Let's see what we get from this. You reached 178th. You picked him 127th. It's an okay pick. Alright, I'm looking at Julius McFadden. He's a 4th round talent in the 5th round. We're picking him with the Seahawk pick. He's a center. Not really a position of need, but can't hurt either. Let's see what we get from him. 128th overall. You drafted him 149th. Not too bad. For my final pick in the 5th round, I'm looking at this power back. Not a position of need, but looks like he's going to be a good running back. So I think we're going to take him. Let's see what we get. 82 in overall talent. You drafted him at 159. A 73 overall. Going to have to make room for him. Way to go. Welcome to the team. So here we are with Crosby Ivy. We're going to take a flyer on him. Not sure. Need a right side outside linebacker, so maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. Let's see what we get. 239, 65 overall. We'll see what happens. Here is our last pick in the draft. I'm going to pick a punter. I have 2 options here. So one has a B minus kick accuracy. The other one has a C plus. Doesn't really second, third, or fourth, second. Let's go with the bigger one, because let's go with the smaller puncher. Here we go. Let's see what we got. 115th overall. Woohoo! Dropped him at 233. best draft pick of them all. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, thanks for watching the draft. I know it was a little long. Like, subscribe, comment. Our next episode we'll go over various draft picks and some of the draft picks around the league. Thanks. Bye. Have a good night. Only one other superstar player was taken in the top 50 after the Packers drafted, and that was Sistique Crutchfield, a 70 overall superstar development. So it's going to take him a little time to get ready, get up to speed, but definitely have a nice linebacker there. That would have been nice for the Packers too, but I'm happy with the tight end we selected, an 80 overall with quick development. With the 13th pick overall, the Vikings took DeAndre Forsett, and as you can see, he's a superstar cornerback with a 78 overall at 6'2". So the cornerback, or the Vikings, and the Bears got some solid players. I haven't really noticed anyone for the Lions. I'm going to take a quick look here to see if the Lions picked up anyone really good in the first round. And here is the Lions first round pick, 25th overall, a cornerback, just normal development, 74, pretty fast, 6'1". It looks like it is going to be their dime back, so he'll get some play time against weaker wide receivers. Here's the second tight end taken overall in the draft, number 40th by the Rams, Brian Nagy. This is 78 normal development, so our tight end, Brady Kropog, a little bit better. So I'm excited about that. Brady's a little faster. So there you go. And here is one of the players that the Vikings took, the left tackle. He was the 4th rated left tackle. The Vikings took him 77th overall, so well outside the 50, 42nd rated. And he's the 42nd player slotted on the draft board, and he has slow development. He's the only player with slow development in the top 50, and the Vikings took him. Looking at next year's draft, the Packers picked up Houston's 2nd round and 7th round for Jared Cook, and then traded away their 2nd round to Seattle and got Seattle's 3rd round next year. So we're set on draft picks with 2 2s and 2 3s and a 1. We're trying to get some good talent in the organization. Here are the focus players for our training: Brady Kropog, David Bakhtiara, and Clinton Dix. So those are going to be the guys we're going to focus our training on this year, unless they get hurt. Hopefully they don't get hurt. And I'm back. Preseason's moving around smoothly. We've had 1 injury, and I need to cut 1 player, and here are my 3 options. And we are not cutting Dre Archer. So it's Jared Abadaris or John Crockett. And it's tough because I had an injury to a running back. So I think Abadaris is going to get cut. So there we go. Abadaris is being cut as we speak. Just before Abadaris was cut, there was a change of heart, and the Troy Guion is being cut. The 30-year-old defensive tackle is going to save $2.28 million in salary cap. So that is, and incur a small penalty, but you know what? That's a good deal. So goodbye, LaTroy. You have made some really stupid decisions in your life in the off season that just are mind-boggling. Anyways, Purple Drank is being cut. Or is that? Maybe that wasn't him. Maybe that was someone else. Was this the? This is the gun guy, huh? In Florida or something? I don't remember, but I don't know. But he's being cut, so good day. After the preseason, our rookie running back, Rashawn McClure, broke his collarbone. He's out for 5 weeks. That's unfortunate, but he'll be fine. Looking at the practice squad, moving players to the practice squad, some familiar faces from last year on the top 5, but I have 5 new slots to add new players. And Brett Hundley is gone. I didn't catch when I lost him, but I must have made a mistake somewhere. Anyway, so we need a backup quarterback to put on the practice squad, a couple of defensive tackles, and I'm not sure. Maybe a cornerback and something else, but a linebacker, definitely a linebacker. So I'll make those decisions and come back. Alright guys, finished up the preseason, lost the last one to the Lions. We'll go over the stats in just a second here. Media question. We made it to the Super Bowl, coming off a strong preseason and a good record a year ago. How far can you go? Certainly playoff team. It's Super Bowl or bust this year. Ooh, team popularity if we don't make the Super Bowl. I knew that was going to be the rough answer. So let's look at the statistics. No, stats. There we go. Stats around the league. So we just want to look at preseason, which I'm assuming this is it. So Joe Calhoun played pretty good, but his completion percentage is just terrible. Let's see what's rushing look like. Eddie Lacy, 4.6 yards a carry. That's pretty decent. Trey got 1 carry in. Receiving, let's see. Tyreek Hill. I wonder if that guy's ever going to be good. Oh, that's not the... Ty Montgomery, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Got that. Let's look at defense. John Ryan led the way. There's our defensive tackle that we... It's good to see these rookies getting involved in here. Let's see. Oops. Sacks. Dante Jones, Dean Lowry. Any interceptions? No interceptions. So, there we go. That's our preseason start. We're going to do a little roster change and get started with the next week. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I've said this once before, but like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. All feedback is welcome. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to the preseason. I just want to tell you that I signed 1 player in the beginning of the preseason. It is Caleb Ramsey, a defensive tackle. He's just really strong, and I just need an extra body in there, so that's what he's going to do. And so far, that's my only signing. Alright, thanks guys. I just purchased some D-line training for my coach. He has 600 legacy for losing the Super Bowl, and that's great. So, yep, working on that D-line. Well, I went through the draft, the top 50 picks, and I figured out what team they were on, who they got drafted, and their overalls and whatnot. And this was the 3rd pick overall in the draft to the Bears. It is a quarterback, Paul Akers, with an 84 overall, superstar development. The Bears found their replacement for Jay Cutler in the draft. So, he's a 76, Paul Akers is an 82. They're moving forward with him, I'm sure. So, there you go, Paul Akers, one of the better picks in the draft. The Falcons were desperate for a defensive tackle, so with the 18th pick overall, they took Tyrone Tuck, who is a 73 normal development. I would say that this is the worst of the draft picks in the top 20. Doesn't really have much to offer, but he is their number 1 defensive tackle on their team. Here is Sanchez Clay. He was drafted by the Bills, 15th overall. This would have been the perfect pick for the Packers, an 81 quick development linebacker, but he was picked 16 picks before the Packers, so the Packers had no chance at getting him. Here is the wide receiver the Jets selected right before the Packers got the draft. A superstar development, 78 overall, Jordan Pinnock, 6'6" wide receiver. Yeesh.